intimidate the legislative arm. But, because some people will look at that conversation from a political angle, I'm going to push beyond just the assembly complex. In the span of over a year, we've seen several explosives happen in the state. We're not talking of accidental, intentional explosion. For instance, the young man that was believed to have been arrested that attempted to throw dynamite somewhere around Presidential Hotel on a bad road. What has happened to that story? So, these are the issues. Is it that the police lacks the manpower, lacks the requisite tools, lacks the operative skill to be able to arrive at a conclusion? Now, I do understand as a layman who is not an expert in security matters that it is supposed to take time in investigating issues. You want to do it thoroughly, especially when it has to do with political issues, where if you come out and say Party A is responsible, supporters of Party A will say, oh, that's a witch hunt. That's, they're biased. I get the argument. So you want to take your time and investigate so as to ensure that you have concrete evidence. But is investigation supposed to take over here? By the way, the assembly complex was destroyed. So does that mean that evidence has been crushed? What about the one who was arrested at the River State University Teaching Hospital? He's supposed to have somewhat confessed, right? Why is there silence? There's also the accusation of an explosion in one of the secretariats. We have factions in APC as well. In one of the secretariats of the APC, the one led by Tony Okocha. There's also to talk about, some incident at the APP secretariat. All of these issues, how come there is no result? Now, you know why this is important? We talk about it. The next time there is political tension, the next time there is the back and the forth, as to who should be in power or who should be in control as we have now, they may go back to the script, which is, through dynamite or through explosions, and, police may end up investigating without conclusion. We will talk about some elections, inconclusive investigation. Anyways, let's move now to the next big story. And the next big story is interesting, very interesting. This is the story from over the weekend. Remember that the governor had been conferred with the honor, of, how do they say it now? Someone help me. It was given an honorary doctorate degree by the Pamo Medical University. It's a private medical university owned by the former governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Alderley, and he was given that degree for his, I think service to the health sector and also, partnership, I guess, he has with the university. But that's not my focus. That's not my concern. My concern is what he said. He hinted that there is the possibility that Justice Simeon Amadi, who is the Chief Judge of Rivers State, may be facing pressure directly and indirectly. And, the thought that comes to my mind is, what does that say of the judiciary if, directly or indirectly, correctly or incorrectly, there is pressure? Or is he referring to the recent moves by the NJC? I mean, that's another perspective, right? Because I saw in the papers today that the Chief Judge of Ogun State is to face the NJC for, disciplinary actions, I guess, because he has been petitioned like we talked about it last week. So is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. But I want to get your thoughts because the governor is, insinuating, is hinting that the Chief Judge may have been pressured one way or the other. Let's take a listen. Okay, just give me a minute there.
Recognize my own speaker. It's important I recognize him so that wherever they are, and as they are watching the program live, their detail will be high. Right, the Honorable Speaker, Victor Okojombo. Let me also recognize somebody very special who is also receiving a lot of hits, indirectly and directly. The Chief Judge of our dear state, Honorable Justice Damian Amadi, and your brother that is sitting with you. Let me specially recognize all retired and not tired justices of the Supreme Court and other retired judges that are here. And both deserving one too. I can see some of them.
All right, so once again, I'm going to try going back.
Let me also recognize somebody very special who is also receiving a lot of hits, indirectly and directly.
All right, so you heard it there. Once again, he's receiving a lot of hits directly and indirectly. And so the question then is, what does this portend for our judiciary? I mean, we've been talking about the judiciary. We've been talking about the judiciary for weeks now, how the judiciary should indeed be blind, be the hope of the common man. And for it to have these characteristics, then we have to do away with, irregularities where justice is not seen as fair, where justice is believed to have been bought. So what do you make of that hint, that revelation? Because I do think a lot of news platforms carried that event from over the weekend, but not many talked about, or focused on the hint he gave there, saying that there's the likelihood that Justice Simeon Amadi may be facing troubled waters. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much meaning into it. Maybe I am reading in between the lines when I'm not supposed to. But you had the voice note there, and I want to get your thoughts and what you think about, how that will impact on Rivers State Judiciary, because we want a good, robust, fair judiciary, so to say. But let's quickly now move to my third big story, and we'll wrap this big stories with the third one. I mean, I've got all the big stories I could have touched on, but let's leave it at that. Now, the third big story, interestingly, has got the presidency, or the office of the president, in the limelight. Now, yesterday was interesting. Amaewhule was on Politics Today, a flagship program of Channels TV, and in that interview, he mentioned that he is replacing Ajuri Ngelale as spokesperson for the president. He said he was now the spokesperson for the president, and after that interview, we saw a statement by Bayo Nanuga saying that there is no one spokesperson for the president. There is Sunday Dare, who is also a spokesperson, but he's got his specifications or specialization. There is, of course, Amaewhule, who will be the special advisor on policy communication, and of course, there is Bayo Nanuga, who is the special advisor on. I'm trying to remember it now, but I think there's strategy. It has to do with strategy as well, and all three of them will be the spokesperson or spokespersons for the president. It's not the first time. I mean, under Buhari, we had Femi Adesina, we had what was his name, Garba Shehu, right? They were all spokespersons for the president. I remember, was it Garba Shehu or Femi Adesina? One of them sat vividly. And, they say, no, we're trying to reduce. I've lost count of the last. I mean, we've got a robust cabinet, I must say. And we've got huge appointments. Now, what we cannot verify at this moment is if they are paid. But I wonder, will they be hustling for such appointments if there is no finance? Maybe some people don't take pay, but could it be that others do take pay? And if they are paid, how is that pressurizing the finances of the country? I mean, it's a very important question we must ask. Why do we need 3 spokespersons? And then it brings me to another conversation. Should the president have a spokesperson when there is the Ministry of Information? I mean, I thought the Ministry of Information is supposed to inform and orientate the people on the policies, promises, and actions of the president. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be seeing it from a wrong perspective, and that's why it's a conversation, and that's where you come in, and that's why I'm going to open the phone lines right about now so I can get your thoughts on these very issues that I've raised on the show today, because it's going to really be interesting when you begin to air your opinions. So let's go now to the phone lines. The numbers are the same, but you can join. If you're a first timer, I'm going to read it out for you. You can join actually. 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. WhatsApp number 0809 0306416. You could also call that WhatsApp and let's get talking now. You should remember that we try to keep our comments constructive, because it's a conversation for development. We're not here to haul insult on anybody. Just say your mind, but say it in an apt manner, in an appropriate way, so we can have a conducive environment where we all convene every day to talk for development. So what are your thoughts? First big story, Martin Amaewhule, and his assembly talks about the burning of the assembly over a year ago. And, not that I am justifying what they have said or they're seating, I'm not the court, but I'm thinking, over a year, why are we yet to catch the culprits? Who are they? Do we even know them? Did we even do any kind of investigation? But that's not all. I extended it to other explosions, political explosions, literally, that happened all across the state. And then to my second big story, I told you about what was said over the weekend by the governor. He hinted on the possibility of some kind of pressure. Is it political? Is it judicial? We don't know. But there is pressure on Justice Simeon Amadi. Your thoughts on that one? And my third and final big story is taking us to Aso Rock, where we have 3 spokespersons. I've got Robin, and Robin is calling from HA. Robin, welcome. What is on your mind? Please, I'd like to hear.
Alanda, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Robin.
Yes, Amaewhule. Yesterday I watched the interview. I was laughing to myself.
Okay.
You see, I don't blame him. Canada. There's no job in Nigeria. There's no job.
Oh my.
I do not know whether he was issued a letter. And he never knew the journalist he sat opposite with. It's a seasoned one, a prolific one. And he was hitting him hard. I am thinking that Wala did not know when he gave that answer that he's doing the job of Ungrele. I'm thinking so, because you can imagine the way he adjusted his seat, the way he was bending to the back. And
so what's your point? Your time is almost up. What's your point?
Yes, time is not on our side. I'm within the 2 minutes. However, this present government, what they do is to award people, not because of what the Nigerian people need. The government led by Tinubu is awarding positions to people, either to woo them in or to bacchanalize the political party, and that is all, not to the interest of Nigeria.
All right.
That is my take.
All right, thank you, Robin Maja, the farmer. Thank you. God's power from Iche. God's power, your time starts now. Let's get it thoughts.
Canada, good afternoon. Yes. Martin Amaewhule reminding us of the burning of the House of Assembly, Hello Chamber. I don't know what is holding Supreme Court to allow us to have a peace of mind in the university. What not the rule either for or against?
Well, what is that? What has that got to do with what has the Supreme Court got to do
because
with?
They are giving orders. People are saying they are not legitimate.
But no, we're not talking. See, now, Godfrey, I think you've missed the conversation. We are not talking about legitimacy now. We're talking about the assembly, the complex itself, bond. I mean, remember it was built. No. I want us to focus. I want us to focus there. Focus there.
Coming from.
Okay.
If they have been sitting, are they still on the premises of legitimacy or not?
Now, yet again, it's not about what they think or who they are. We're talking about the complex itself, built with taxpayers' money, burnt down because of the political differences and nothing.
I mean, they reminded us now, when you are in the city, you have to remember. And nobody is asking of it again. All those burning and the other one happening about road everywhere. Nobody. They've set up committee. Finally, the committee will not work. They after working, you don't have the result. It's not good for this democracy.
All right.
When they find that they're supposed to get the culprits and discipline them. I don't know.
All right, then. All right, thank you.
Do not have fire to burn places. It's human beings that did those things.
Yeah, true.
I don't know whether they are sacred cows.
All right, thank you very much.
We are looking at them, and the children are watching. They should be transparent in everything they are doing. I remain I don't want to go apart from Akabeche.
All right, thank you very much. I've got to go. I've got Bright from Rumo Dumaya. Bright, welcome. Let's get your thoughts.
Thank you, Canada. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
I think, to me, I believe Martin Amaewhule, which is the Speaker of Rivers State, concerning
that's not our focus, please.
When that incident happened. And the state government even did not do anything about it. Instead, the governor went ahead to demolish the place. These are taxpayers' money that they use in building that place. Instead of using the new money that they will use to build another House of Assembly for another project, they will now go and repeat another House of Assembly, wasting resources that is supposed to be beneficiary to mankind of River State. Then again, concerning the statement to the governor about the chief judge, there must be pressure, whether directly or indirectly. If really the chief judge is doing well, concerning assigning cases to other judges based on their decision concerning matters. So you don't need to, hello?
I'm listening. Wrap up, please. I'm listening.
You don't need to be afraid. If you assign a matter to a particular judge, to a particular court, that judge needs to do well. So there must be heat.
Right.
If provided he's not doing well, there must be heat. So if he's doing well, there's nothing like heat.
All right, thank you very much. I've got to move on now. Let's take Clinton Erekere's call. I do believe he's calling from, what's it called now? I do believe he's calling from Bori. Clinton, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Clinton?
I can hear you, Kalada. Good afternoon.
Okay, I'm wondering why it's still connecting, but welcome, Clinton. Quickly, your time starts now.
Kalada, are you not worried? Are you not worried that
worried
the hallowed chamber was set ablaze, was dynamite, and nothing has been said about it to date? Are you not worried? Are you not worried that the AP Secretariat was also bombed? The APP Secretariat was bombed. And up till now, the police have not brought forward one person, one culprit. We are worried as Rivers people. So I think that what Martin Amaewhule they are doing, what they did, was right. Their statement is very correct because we as Rivers people, these buildings we are done with taxpayers' money, our money. So I think that those that have destroyed it should be held accountable and brought to justice to face the full wrath of the law. And that's what they are saying. As for what the presidency is doing, appointing 3 spokespersons, I don't think it's necessary because we have a Minister of Information. And if that is the case, if you have to appoint any spokesperson, it should be 1, not 3. Because I don't know why those 3 will be there. What would they be doing? So for me, I don't think it's necessary at all. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Clinton. Thank you for your thoughts there. Let's now listen to Susie. Susie's calling from Irema. Susie, welcome. Let's get to it.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Well, for me, it is comic. I even think that the panel set by the Chief Judge to actually make inquiry or scrutinize the actions and inactions of the judges of different states, including the President of the Federal High Court, as far as Abuja is concerned. The reason for that was actually made public, which means that there has been conflicting judgments and that cases were actually assigned by these authorities. So if the River State Chief Judge is actually found culpable, or maybe an eyebrow is being raised to its own extent, why should the governor be worried about it?
The governor just stated, the governor hinted now, Susie, let's not misrepresent what I've said. The governor mentioned it. I used the word hint. Hint is like a preview, a brief view of what is happening. So I don't get what you mean by the governor is worried, really.
No, I listened to you play the voice note now.
Yeah.
And the governor said that it's a special person. That is also one person that is on the heat. So if it sounds that the Chief Judge is on heat or is going to be on the heat, is it not something? Doesn't that mean that somebody is worried about?
No. Am I worried? Stating the obvious, does that make me worried? I don't get it. I'm trying to. I've brought it to the fore. Am I worried?
How do you even express worry if not for a statement like this?
All right.
In summary, if you are not worried, so that is it. Now let me just say that this is the situation we find ourselves. I am saying that the River State government, led by Fubara, Governor Fubara, has the responsibility for taking an oath in social contract. If anything happens in River State, like the burning down of the House of Assembly, I do not even want to include the police first, because I remember here in River State that
summarize,
in several
please.
cases, in several fora, the governor himself has taken to space or places where they say people have invaded, and even saying that if anything happens, that he will come there by himself.
All right,
and
Susie, I've got to go.
Even the one that happened at the
Susie, the governor is not the police. The governor is not the police. Susie, I've got to go. But the governor is not in charge of investigation. The police is. I think the focus should be on the police. Notwithstanding, thanks for your contribution. I've got Gift from Yenagua. Gift, welcome. Your time starts now, please. Straight to the point.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Canada, based on what Susie, my brother, was saying, and you disagree with him, and I would disagree with you right now. You know why? You say the governor is not the police that will investigate. The panel of inquiry that is going on concerning local government, is the governor part of the local government? Is he not a governor of his state? So why is he setting up a panel of inquiry? It's not the police.
It's a panel.
The House of Assembly is an arm of government.
Okay.
Very important one.
Okay.
In fact, let me tell you, Kalada.
I'm listening.
Without the House of Assembly, there is no democracy.
But can I comment? Is there a difference between what the panel of investigation or the panel of inquiry, I beg your pardon, does, and what the police does when it investigates? Is there a difference in your opinion?
To me, from day one, I've been kicking against anything panel of inquiry because of what Supreme Court gave as a judgment. Something that at the end of the day you cannot enforce. It's like a wasting of tax.
Let's not waste time because we don't have enough. So do you think the police should have acted then? Because like you've said, it's not enforceable.
That is what I'm saying directly. But now I'm trying to tell you that the same governor found it worthy to come up with that very panel of inquiry concerning local government matters. But you are talking about an arm of government that is so important. In military regime, you have judiciary. In military regime, you have executive. But you don't have what is called the legislature, which is the main thing that you call democracy today.
All right.
So if we are professing this, as far as I'm concerned, the hint he even gave, okay, imagine that the governor is telling you that his own person.
Okay, sorry, your time is almost up. 5 more seconds. Summarize, please.
If it is wicked that is talking about that a chief judge of Abuja is his person and is facing it and not facing it, I know the opera that would have happened, but it is well.
All right, thank you very much, Gifts.
God bless us.
Gift, thank you very much. I've got JJ. JJ is calling me from somewhere in Port Harcourt, I believe. Can you hear me, JJ?
Yeah, Kalada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, JJ.
Yeah, Kalada. Please, can you tell the whole world where we have the House of Assembly that was burnt, where we have the House of Assembly, and who is their neighbor?
Are you talking about the police?
Directly. You're saying something?
I was asking if you're talking about the police. Can you hear me,
Yes.
Jay? Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead then.
We talked about the burning of the assembly now, and the assembly is saying that they want to march the 29th of October as a remembrance or something. Am I right? Good. So the House of Assembly is a neighbor to the biggest security agency in this country, which is the police. The police headquarters is directly opposite the House of Assembly, two of us. And the police saw this thing happen, and they said they have set up inquiries. And these are some of the gimmicks that led the governor to say, look, I want to personally know what happened to the local government, because it's one too much. The dynamite issue on Aba Road, the police didn't do it until the governor, through the commissioner for health, declared that, look, every health institution to make sure they are on guard, to make sure these people are fished out. And you saw what happened. Up to today, the police have not given us any update. Now the governor is doing this one to make sure that those responsible for that act is brought to book. People are complaining. What do they really want, for goodness sake, from the governor? Okay, the governor now should be the one now to carry gun and begin to chase people from house to house that they're investigating. All the police said they're investigating already. I don't get it at all. But for me,
but you see now, JJ, you and the last two callers have tilted the conversation. The conversation is not about the governor. The conversation is not about. It's about what has not happened, which is the fact that we've not caught anybody over a year. That's what the focus is.
You should blame the police.
Okay.
Now the governor has started doing something differently. People are criticizing that no, it shouldn't be the one to set up inquiry. Didn't Wike set up inquiry? Didn't Amechi set up inquiry? Is it the first to have done that, for goodness sake?
No, it's not. But
so let the police be ashamed of themselves and bring out the result of the findings they have investigated.
All right, JJ, I've got to go. It's time for me to read messages. I've got Ida from Inkoro. Ida, welcome. Your time starts.
Yeah, Kalala, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Ida.
First of all, I want to congratulate the governor for the award given to him at Tamon University.
Now, let's go straight to the point.
Assembly matter. In the eyes of the law and my own eyes, people are detected to it.
Oh, yet again, Ida, I don't want to repeat myself. We're not talking about defection now. We're talking about the complex that was destroyed. That's the focus. Can we keep to that?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't sit yesterday now to pass it on.
That's not about. Ida. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. You yet again misconstrue the conversation. Joseph from LMA, welcome. What is on your mind, please? Let's talk.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon.
We need 3 spokespersons to speak for the president. I believe that during the then administration of President Goodluck Jonathan, I can't remember if there was any 8 spokesperson or whatever. All I know
there was.
He has a Minister of Information.
I think there was.
There
was a spokesperson. If I remember,
always
Joseph. There was a spokesperson.
Always there speaking for the government, defending government. Like you invite him midnight, call him midnight. Without reading script, he will tell you activities of government. 2-3 hours he will be on media defending the administration. But on this, their ineptitude has led to them multiplicating offices, duplicating offices, looking for who to defend them. I think it's not the way to go.
All right. Joseph, if you can hear me, Goodluck Jonathan had a spokesperson, if I remember vividly. But let's leave that. That's not the argument. Precious Walozie says, good afternoon. Martin Amaewhule and his friends are looking for what to do at least to make themselves relevant, since the government of the day rejected them and good citizens of River State also did the same. Yet again, that's not what I'm talking about. So I'm skipping that on Facebook. All right, moving on. Okay, just comments on Facebook. I don't think I can read them. Allegations upon allegations. But let's go to WhatsApp now and see. This says a hot, pleasant afternoon to Canada. I don't think the Martins Amaewhule-led assembly have the interest of the people at heart. How does the remembrance of the burning down of the complex put food on the table of the ordinary Rivers man? As far as I'm concerned, this is an attempt to whip up cheap political sentiments by Martins Amaewhule and friends, and it is very unfortunate because they are trying to be relevant. Finally, the appointment of 3 SAs by President Tinubu in the same office is uncalled for. I see it as a job for the boys, and Amaewhule should be very careful because he might be kicked out the same way Ngelale was stylishly shown the exit door from the villa, I beg your pardon. Simply goodness from Alakaya. Let's come here. This one says, the embarrassment given to Mr. Amaewhule is expected and shouldn't surprise Nigerians. What was he expecting when he was trying to be smarter than his shadow? For me, the embarrassment serves him right. Christian Williams from Igboiche. All right, this one says, the Chief Judge of Rivers State and other judges in the state followed the Rivers State Governor to a convocation ceremony of a medical school, an institution that has nothing to do with the judiciary, and yet people saw nothing wrong with it. But if it was the FCD minister that was in the gathering as judges, people would read meanings into it. Critics only cry on the independence of the judiciary only when the federal government is involved. DJ from Port Harcourt. DJ, all right? That's what you notice from that conversation. But this one says, greetings, KDB. Why is Martin Amaewhule not also talking about the delegates that came to visit the state that were almost dynamited at the presidential hotel where we had visitors coming to the state? Why are they not writing and questioning the police to bring forth that case? The APP and APC secretariats. Why is Martin Amaewhule not talking or asking questions about them? I'm not going to speak for them, but I did ask those questions and you've not answered. I wonder why. And you're repeating, what I've already reeled out. But this one says, you're right about the Minister of Information doing the jobs of all these senior special advisors and assistants accumulated by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This used to be the norms during the military eras. But during our so-called democratic dispensation, we are just worse off. Too much overhead in governance, over bloated civil service, expensive bicameral system of legislation, etc. Ikagu Etoke from Farm Road in Boba. All right, thank you. Let's see. What other message do I have here? Yes, this one says, I am Chidi from Port Harcourt. If the police could not protect the House of Assembly complex from being burned down by providing adequate security and report on the occurrence, what makes us believe they can investigate it and find out who burnt it? What is happening is really disheartening for our democracy. The confusion in the legislative arm is troubling, considering the fact that they are the upholders of checks and balances in government. On the issue of the federal government, I think if the roles and duties of these spokespersons are well spelled out, I really don't have a problem with it. It is employment creation. You laughed. I like the fact that you did. The problem is when they don't even have clear roles. I guess the restructuring that was done by Bio or the presidency was, intended to give them clear roles. But let's come here now. This says, Mr. Batsubo, ordinarily, the spokesperson to the president is supposed to be the Minister of Information. But if President Tinubu desires to appoint a spokesperson, it should not be more than one person in order to cut down expenses. I want to take Clinton West with that one. Well, let's come here. This one says Governor Fubara should not be worried about the pressure on the chief judge, but should be concerned and worried about human capital development. Rivers State needs more than brick and mortar. Governor Fubara should govern and politic without complaints. All right, for Ernest from Port Harcourt there. But let's come here. This one says Ruben Abati was the spokesperson. Yeah, I know that, but thank you. That's during Goodluck's time. Let's come here. This one says Amaewhule's appointment as senior special advisor and policy communication has proven that he is a two-faced man. all he said against Tinubu's administration has been washed away inside the River Niger from Tango and Ability at Egg. People are, I don't know why we call them two-faced. People are allowed to change ideas and opinions. I mean, the way you taught some 10 years ago must have changed in some ways. I mean, think about it. So people are allowed. So if you used to do something before, you probably have a new life now. All right. Obed Chima keeps calling, but I don't know. I just can't receive it. I guess it's network, because I just keep seeing missed calls. But let's see if I can take this one. Obed, can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon. Turn off your radio, please. Turn off your radio. It's noisy.
Obed Chima is my name.
I know that already. Obed, quickly, your time starts now.
Yes, Canada. I think what the president is doing is a waste of resources, I tell you. When the current economic quagmire Nigerians are facing right now, we expect that the president should lead by example by cutting down the cost of governance. The U.S. president, how many spokespersons does he have? U.S. president, first of all. How can a president have 3 spokespersons outside information minister? I don't understand.
We are not the U.S. We're a special breed. I mean, we've got issues the U.S. cannot handle.
Excuse me, Canada. You are not U.S. U.S. is bigger than this country. U.S. is doing better than this country. What is the use of 3 spokespersons? What is it using them for? If not for political compensation, according to one of the caller, that is what all this is all about. To compensate people, and the worst of it is using Nigerian resources for his own personal interest, to compensate whoever that he may want to foster his ambition and all that. That is what all this is all about. If not, I'm not seeing any reason why a president should waste our money to employ 3 spokespersons. I tell you, it's a waste of funds. I tell you.
All right. Thank you very much. It's a waste of funds, Obed Chima says. All right, what are you thinking, really? What are you thinking? I'm going to go back now to Facebook. Let's see if I've got new comments therein that are readable. Yeah. Okay. Am I still having the same? By the way, today's the International Day set aside to celebrate men. So if you have a man in your life, a father, a brother, a colleague who's male, a friend, a church member, a mosque member, whoever it is, please do appreciate that person. Today is the day set aside. You could also appreciate me, really. You can. I will take all the love and all the affection I can get. But let's go back now to reading messages. Let's see. Martin Amaewhule and co are still searching for occasion to grace the committee of friends. How about the dynamite explosion at Hotel Presidential and APP party secretariat attacks? They should go and rest. Tinubu talking about quoting cost but ignorantly increasing the cost of governance. That explains how clueless the administration is all about. NJC has been influenced by the SUV announcing gives in their decisions, and it is a distrust to our judicial system. All right, let's come back to WhatsApp. It says, what is the economic value of having 3 presidential spokespersons? I wonder why people can't reason the ordinary. Shikari from John Kramer. But Shikari, you know what they say? 2 heads are better than 1, and 3 heads may just be better than 2. That's not what they're saying. Does say, but I'm thinking now aloud, 3 heads may just be better than 2. All right, I'm going to wrap things up now. The business update is next. When I do come back, we'll look at the APC in Rivers State and the drama therein. Is APC in Rivers in crisis? That's the question. Do stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Hard Facts will be right back.
Are you having problems listening to us via the Nigeria Info app? Experiencing any bugs? Worry no more. Just click on settings and turn on the button which says always use highest available audio quality, and that's it. No more bugs. 92.3 Nigeria Info FM, your number one talk radio station.
Not having a bus stop is not an excuse for bad driving or causing accidents. If you are a passenger, inform the driver early before you get to your destination. Also caution the driver when he veers off the road suddenly or stops abruptly at a bus stop. Let's keep the road safe for all road users. If it's safe for one, it will be safe for others. Safe journey. This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.
We take off with the biggest conversations with an exchange of opinions and ideas on the Morning Crossfire.
Settle you into your day when we say hello.